this is the last
Hi,
one.
and welcome back to dwpcorruption.co.uk. This will be the last video within this series that myself and Alan Darby will be doing. Just after this, though, there will be a video, or maybe a couple of videos, with Roy Jenkins, Get the Snouts Out the Trot Party, and Alan, as these two cases appear to be combined, and both having corrupt MPs, being Mike O'Brien and Tony Wright for Labour from Cannock. And in a nutshell, with the corruption and the collusion that we're uncovering and being able to take it further now, knowing that MPs like Kitty Usher and Mr Purnell for the DWP departments being involved, we know that a lot of people are going to take an interest in this, and that hopefully you'll be drinking water and eating bread. Over to you again then, Alan. So where were we, and what's the final outcome? Where are we going from here now?
Well, after the Royal Courts of Justice in '93, unbeknownst to me that the multi-million pound fraud was in '93 into its second year, and it ran up until '98, where the solicitor walked into the police station and gave himself up. In the meantime, the OSS, the Law Society, I can make the complaint to them, sent them all the documents, and Mike O'Brien, at the time was the passport minister. Everybody must remember O'Brien with the Induja brothers. That's the same little nasty piece of work. Mike O'Brien, with his friend Keith Vaz, and now Lord Mandelson. Him, Mandy and Vaz got the people who were wanted in India for gun running passports. So that's the nasty piece of work O'Brien is. However, prior to the solicitor giving himself up, I was giving leaflets out outside the Houses of Parliament one day, and this African Caribbean type guy came up to me, took a leaflet, come back, well dressed, well spoken, well educated man, and he said, "Is this true?" And I said, "Well, I wouldn't be giving this out if it weren't true." He said, "I'll put it on the internet." I said, "I can't afford it." He said, "I'll put it on I own this." He gave me his card. His name was Sean Alfred Richards. Anyway, he put it up, and he phoned me up one night and he said, "I've got a letter off Jeffrey Bindman, QC, acting for Mike O'Brien. He's threatened to prosecute him for making libelous allegations." And I said, "Well, in law, you're nothing more than the conduit that's sent the message through. You are the messenger. They can't touch you. They can't do anything until they prosecute me. Is my name on it?" He said, "No." I said, "Send it to me by fax," which he did. I spoke to him, but he was worried. Anyway, O'Brien had a story in the paper which discredited all my work, and it was MP's libel payers. And he claimed that it was for the libel allegations that the black man made, and the guy never made any allegations at all. That was all mine, and he refers to me giving out leaflets, the same leaflets that I was giving out to his constituency. He had one because I sent them to his constituency office. However, he claims that he settled with the guy out of court. How convenient. There was no court case, settled out of court, and he discredits me. Then the next thing, the solicitors who stole the £5 million walks into the police station. How convenient. No arrests were made. Nobody was arrested for stolen money until I made an application to the Crown Court after the trial at Coventry Crown Court, which only the solicitor was charged, his partner wasn't. In the meantime, the head of the fraud squad, Barry Rees, who was in charge of the investigation, that's the fraud squad at Warwick, he got 9 months because he left the force. He took that much stolen money off these solicitors to cover up what they was doing. He started a private investigation company in Leamington Spa, was getting serving officers to steal him information off the National Crime Computer, and they gave him 9 months in prison. The guys who were stealing him the information were never mentioned. So that is the type of people that was running my investigation. If the head of the fraud squad gets arrested, what are the other guys like who are supposed to be investigating the crime? A complete waste of time.
You haven't got a chance, have you?
You've got no chance.
And this is what I've said: the corruption and the collusion, right from the top to the bottom, is totally rotten. And you know, the fearful aspect here is now that the public are starting to understand, and as we've spoke about, my good friend Roy Jenkins, Get the Snares at the Trough Party, it's an anti-corruption site, you know, that we really should be publicising here, and it's a pity that, you know, we can't get support from all over the country for this, as we're in great need of help and people giving leaflets out, etc., etc., etc. And, you know, you can see here, just by these videos that we've done with Alan Darby today, and this isn't the finish, this isn't the close, this is just the beginning, guys, because we have got information that you would never believe. And, you know, hopefully by exposing this corruption and the collusion with people like Roy Jenkins and Alan Darby and people like myself, Dudley Council, look out, because I'm coming after you. It's not going to finish. Where do we go from here? What's your final objections, and what are you going to do now?
Well, I'm making this set of DVDs, and they will be sent. Copies will be sent to the Prime Minister, the Queen. The Queen's heavily involved in this. 19 people that have been put up who are thieves.
Treason.
Treason. They're absolute treason. They're taking the crown for a laugh. They're taking the people, Her Majesty's subjects, for a laugh. They're robbing the most vulnerable in the society. And as Martin said, it gets better because there is a murder involved. They committed murder on a man to stop. In 1997, a young man was cold-blooded murdered to stop me having the last bit of evidence, and it was in 1997. Solicitors, and these are Rutherford solicitors, were caught for a planning conveyancing irregularities, and in approximately 1970, hang on, I'll tell you the exact date.
I was going to say, let's make sure we got the facts here.
Yes, let's get the facts right.
We need the facts right,
okay,
because the public are going to need to understand this.
This is David Norman Arthur King.
Okay.
In 1987, David was 17 years old. He was unemployed but on a YTS course, living with his mother and father. There was friction with his mother and father, who were living in a council brought house, i.e. an house that was mortgaged up Tamworth Council. And the mother tried to get David accommodation. She couldn't, and she heard that there were people who couldn't pay the rents on one property that they had a mortgage through the council. So she went to her solicitors, Rutherford's, with the son, a 17-year-old son. And she was 61, an housewife, with already a mortgage with her husband on a council brought property. And she got her son, a 17-year-old boy, unemployed, on a YTS, a mortgage for another council house.
Now that's totally absurd. He's 17 and has got a mortgage. You look at the corruption there in itself. 17-year-olds cannot have a mortgage. You know, doesn't that say it all? But listen, we're going to have to cut this short because you're going to have to do another video on this. This is the most important aspect. So just remember, Tony Blair, Gordon Brown, it's only a matter of time. Keep your eyes peeled.